Well, tonight we are learning more about the tragic death of a 2-year-old girl left for hours inside a hot car in Marana earlier this month. The child's father, Christopher Scholtes, is charged with second-degree murder. Speaking exclusively with N4 Tucson investigators, Scholtes' oldest daughter is speaking up.
So she believes all of this could have been prevented, she says. We do want to warn you that you might find some of the details in this story disturbing. Our N4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Christopher Scholtes, has more in tonight's investigation.
Well, it was here on this block that Christopher Scholtes' 2-year-old daughter died inside of the family car as temperatures scorched above 100 degrees. The N4 Tucson investigators have learned that Scholtes has a 16-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. That daughter tells us she's heartbroken for her half-sister's death, but not the least bit surprised.
It makes plenty of sense. I'm surprised that it didn't happen sooner.
Those are the words of Christopher Scholtes' own daughter from a previous relationship, reacting to the death of her 2-year-old half-sister, Parker, that died after being left in a hot car for hours at Scholtes' Marana home earlier this month.
First time he did it was with me when I was younger than 7.
She is now 16. She doesn't want us using her identity for safety concerns, but tells me she has many memories of being left in a hot car. One time while her father was working, she says she spent several hours inside of the car.
I had to go sit out in the car for 4 to 5 hours and continuously had to restart the car. I'd only eaten once that day.
She's a type 1 diabetic, so that proved to be dangerous for her. She says her 3 other surviving half-sisters were also constantly left alone inside of the car. Scholtes is facing a charge of second-degree murder for his daughter's death. He got out of jail without having to post bond. Text messages obtained by investigators between Scholtes and his wife Erica after the tragedy say this wasn't the first time. In one message, Erica wrote, quote, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?"
Not even just because of the heat, but so many other things could happen leaving a child unattended in a vehicle. It's so unsafe.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
The N4 Tucson investigators called Scholtes. It went straight to voicemail. We left him a message, but never heard back. Scholtes' 16-year-old daughter went through a bitter custody battle between him and her mother, who passed away in May. The N4 Tucson investigators obtained these documents tied to the case. She says she didn't even know her father until she was 5. And against her wishes, she says Scholtes was able to get custody over her. She spent 4 years with him and his wife, Erica. She described those years as a nightmare.
It genuinely has changed me as a person. I'll never be the same person I was before I moved in at their house.
In 2021, she says she tried to commit suicide
because I didn't want to live with my dad anymore.
Child Protective Services got involved. Ultimately, Scholtes gave up custody of her. She ended up back with her mother until her sudden death. She is now being taken care of by her best friend's mother, named Lindsay.
I'm so happy that I can help her and that she's here and safe, and doesn't have to go through any more of anything. Now it's just the healing process and being able to grieve in a safe space.
For her, there's now a lot of grieving to do. A mother and sister gone. Marana detectives have reached out to her about the case. She says if her father's case ever makes it to trial, she plans to take the stand and testify against him.
If they would have taken away my little sisters when I was taken away, none of this would have happened. I haven't been sleeping. I haven't been eating. All I think about all day is the fact that my dad is walking free right now.
And we reached out to Marana Police, which confirmed they did reach out to Scholtes' 16-year-old daughter and interview her. It's still unclear at this point how significant the information she gave them will be for this investigation. This case is still ongoing. We'll keep you updated. Reporting from Marana, Christopher Scholtes, N4 Tucson.